self-care is not selfish. It's actually the biggest part of showing love that you could offer to your family, your friends, and your community.
As women, we nurture and take care of the world. And so it's just so important to make your health, your self-care numero uno. So
get around people who are going where you want to go and who are where you want to be. And that's exactly what I did. I wanted to be in real estate, so I got around people who were doing things in real estate that I wanted to do.
So you might not be able to move things around or change what happened to you, but if you can change the way that you see it and how you're reacting to it, there's a way.
Just do what you have to do. There's no excuse. This morning, I knew that if I didn't get up at 4 in the morning and clear out my emails and do everything that I needed to do.
You don't want the government to dictate or a judge to dictate how your hard-earned sacrifice and wealth gets distributed to your family and your loved ones.
Our culture is embedded in American culture. There are people who come to America and engage in American culture, which is Black culture. So Juneteenth is really about Black culture, and it's about celebrating us, celebrating the different diasporas of Black people, even the dialects.
At Amazing Media, we don't just create video content. We craft storylines, narratives, and memories that move people and grow brands. Whether you're a speaker, author, coach, or creative, we help you turn your vision into powerful, high-quality content that connects, converts, and leaves a lasting impression. From stunning video production and branding to unforgettable events and digital marketing, we combine strategy and storytelling to make your message unforgettable. When it comes to versatility and accessibility, video content is superior. Whether it's short, snappy social media clips or in-depth product demonstrations, there's a video format for every message and platform. Crafting video content tailored to specific audiences and marketing objectives can amplify its impact. This is why we believe in the power of storytelling and the impact of visually compelling content. In our mobile-first world, video shines with accessibility. Most internet traffic comes from mobile devices, thus resulting in endless opportunities for business owners to connect with their audience via many different platforms. The reasons companies invest heavily in video marketing are crystal clear. It's an attention-grabbing, engaging, and versatile tool that captivates your story, connect with your audience, and convert your leads for measurable results. As consumer demand for video continues to soar and technology makes production more accessible, the future of marketing belongs to those who harness the storytelling power of video. So, are you ready to elevate? Your story deserves to be seen, heard, and felt. Let's make it
me lomo lomo. This thing no be normal. Me no want to do more. Please don't give me trouble. You get do me lomo lomo. This thing no be normal. Me be like Baba.
In 2009, Athenia dreamed bold, bringing freedom vibes, our stories retold. In the heart of NYC, the rhythm pure and free, Juneteenth shines so bright for all to see. Steel drums and colored lights dancing through the night.
Register now at JuneteenthNY.com. Register now at JuneteenthNY.com.
Struggling with how to manage your small business? We've got the right tool for you. AR Business Expansion. It is the right site to get started on your business plans. It's an integrated digital toolkit for users to utilize better scheduling, automation, and decrease the extra workload. You can join now with a 7-day free trial and continue to use the app for only $24 a month. This simple toolkit will help promote your business to a larger audience. Its CMR tools, smart booking system, and scheduling will save you hours, and it's all in one system. Connect your organization to AR Business Expansion now to grow your social media platforms while juggling busy customers.
At Amazing Media, we don't just create video content. We craft storylines, narratives, and memories that move people and grow brands. Whether you're a speaker, author, coach, or creative, we help you turn your vision into powerful, high-quality content that connects, converts, and leaves a lasting impression. From stunning video production and branding to unforgettable events and digital marketing, we combine strategy and storytelling to make your message unforgettable. When it comes to versatility and accessibility, video content is superior. Whether it's short, snappy social media clips or in-depth product demonstrations, there's a video format for every message and platform. Crafting video content tailored to specific audiences and marketing objectives can amplify its impact. This is why we believe in the power of storytelling and the impact of visually compelling content. In our mobile-first world, video shines with accessibility. Most internet traffic comes from mobile devices, thus resulting in endless opportunities for business owners to connect with their audience via many different platforms. The reasons companies invest heavily in video marketing are crystal clear. It's an attention-grabbing, engaging, and versatile tool that captivates your story.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm checking to make sure my microphone is working now. Can everyone hear me? There we go. Wonderful. I apologize for the technical difficulties, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to today's Lunch and Learn. I am Kim Fennell, one of the Juneteenth NYC board members, and I am excited to be with you here today. I would like to welcome you to today's Lunch and Learn gathering where service meets purpose and leadership becomes a pathway for transformation across generations. Today, we step into a conversation rooted in impact, in access, and in legacy. A Conversation that reminds us that knowledge is not just power, it is liberation. And when we expand access to knowledge, we expand the future. We're talking about volunteerism, not as charity, but as community building. We're talking about literacy, not as a skill, but as a lifeline. And we're talking about impact, not someday, but today. Guiding us through this powerful and mission-driven conversation is a visionary leader whose work has shaped education and youth development across West Africa. Is a Ghanaian social entrepreneur and public sector reformer who has spent nearly 2 decades expanding access to learning for underserved communities. He is the founder and director of Volunteer Partnerships for West Africa, an organization he launched in 2007 to uplift youth, strengthen institutions, and create opportunities through volunteerism, education, and community development. But his impact does not stop there. From 2017 to 2025, Hayford served as the chief executive of the Ghana Library Authority, where he led one of the most extraordinary library transformations in African history, expanding Ghana's library network from 61 to 137 branches, mobilizing nearly 2 million books and launching groundbreaking digital literacy and youth programs that reached millions. His leadership earned him international recognition, including the Commonwealth Points of Light Award from Queen Elizabeth II, and appointments to global advisory boards dedicated to empowering youth and expanding access to knowledge. This session will challenge you, inspire you, and empower you to join a movement that is transforming lives across West Africa through literacy, mentorship, and community engagement. Let's give a warm welcome and let's give a warm and powerful welcome to Hayford Sial.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
We're glad to have you and look forward to your presentation.
Ready to move?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so just as you introduced me, my name once again is Hayford Sial. I was born in Ghana, specifically the middle part of Ghana, called Kumasi. So I am 100% Ashanti man. I believe you might have read about the history of the Ashanti Kingdom, known for its bravery in the fight against colonialism. As you might have read also in history, the Ashanti tribe is known for a lot of its fighting, resisting, the period of slavery, which led to some of our kings and queen mothers being kidnapped into various islands, across the world. And so it's that's where I come from, and I needed to share that history. But for some time now, I mean, over the last 20 years, I've been living in Accra, and I founded an organization called the Volunteer Partnerships for West Africa. And the organization since 2007 have been working in various development areas, all in a bid to uplift people. Currently, I'm 40 years, and so if in 2007 I founded an organization, then I was in my early 20s, youthful exuberance, doing my best to change the world. At the age of 22 years, all my desire was, to try to do something to impact the world I found myself in, because I felt strongly and still do feel strongly that the destiny of our nation is in our own hands. And as people, we should do our best to collectively see what we can do. And so in 2007, when I started the organization, it was all more to mobilize my friends and then go out to undertake various community activities. Later on, the idea was, okay, let's expand the scope to include international volunteerism. And so we set up, at that time, I had a friend in Ohio who was generous enough to register the web domain vpwa.org for us, because in those days it was quite difficult for a young guy like of my age to be given a card, to even to be given a card by my bank to even go online, being able to do any purchases online. It's not as if at that time it was like today, where it's easy to just get a prepaid credit card and just go online and do whatever that you want. In those days, it wasn't like that. I mean, you couldn't, you couldn't get access to a debit or credit card to even buy anything online. So I relied on a very good friend of mine, Stephen, who purchased the domain for us, and put some of the activities we were doing then on this portal, and through that we managed to get international volunteers to come in and to work with us. We use that international volunteer program as a tool to mobilize resources, because volunteers coming into Ghana did a bit of fundraising here and there. They bring in and we are able to invest, whether buying medical equipment or buying local printed books, and being able to donate to communities or undertake a health outreach. At the same time, we also, at that time, also, rented the housing facilities. So when volunteers comes and lives in those rented facilities, we earn some revenue and invest the money in our community project. And so at that moment, that was the strategy to sort of generate money to be able to support the operations of the organization. And so, medical missions to schools, mobile library, these were a lot of things, placement in schools to go and teach and all of that. Those were the things that, we were doing. But it got to the point that, I realized that we needed to kind of also enter into the space of transform the system, systemic transformation. So how are we going to do that? The idea was that, yes, volunteers, we do a little bit of what we can do, but if there is no engine to be able to continue to fuel the system, what it is, our interventions become a bit ad hoc. So we needed to, come up with, a strategy to make sure that we are able to have long-term investments in place that, can continuously be able to help the communities that we were working in. So I came up with, a few projects, and now the idea was, okay, we've matured as an organization, so we needed to go out and look for money. And so since so we became quite attractive to donors around 2012, when we won our first grants, and started really to be able to undertake some construction projects. So one of our first projects to build was a youth development center, which housed 10 young people that were living there. We were paying for everything. I mean, we recruited, these were really, really people that you can call them orphans, but we hosted them, we housed them, we provide them with education, we provide them with training, and we created this community hub that everybody was able to come into this space to be able to work, for everybody to come in this space to experience whatever opportunities we had for them. And we also undertake mobile library project. We started talking to Global Fund for Children based in Washington DC. We had Reach for Change based in Sweden. We had some organizations based in Hong Kong who were all very much interested in in our literacy project, and decided to invest in that. There's a telecom company at that time in Ghana called Tigo that also donated TV station, Viasat. All of them, we were able to mobilize all of these forces to really institute a program called the Street Library Ghana. And so if you go online, you Google Street Library, you could see some of the images of some of the activities that we undertook in those days. This project became so impactful. We started supporting schools to set up what we call classroom libraries. People literacy were transformed. We introduced the jolphonic sounds into literacy promotion, where we're teaching young people who were not able to read to read. So my philosophy have always been that schools are responsible for teaching reading. And so if schools neglect that responsibility, then the fallback is on libraries, because libraries are naturally to be able to help advance the course of reading. I mean, you must be able to read before you enter the library. But if you are not able to read and your school is not being responsive to that, then we needed to come in, with our intervention to help young people to read. And a very successful intervention. But like I mentioned, we saw that some of the schools were not living up to expectations. So working in one of the rural communities here in Ghana, is in the eastern region called Amani. We decided that we're going to set up a school there. And so through volunteers, mobilization, and resource fundraising efforts across the world, we did even a crowdfunding online. We were able to raise some money from Canada, and Germany, where we're able to put up, a facility which now serves as the Damai Community School. Because you recall in my earlier submission, I did mention to you that we had set up a center where we have brought in young people to live in this space. Now, these young people have grown up a little bit now. They are all now, participating fully in the Ghanaian economy one way or the other. So we needed to use the facility for other things. And we believe that, continue with our literacy intervention was an optimum use of our facility. We expanded this facility and now set up the school in a community called the My Community School. It is the most affordable private community school you can find in that part of the country. Parents don't need to pay school fees. All that they need to do is that every day they have to give just $2 to their child to just come to school, so that we can be able to collect this $2 and be able to pay the teachers, use some to also feed the students. Currently, the school which is the largest number of students in the school in the area, we have over 400 children in that particular school. And that school has been in existence since 2018. We started construction way back in 2015, 2014, thereabout. 2018, we had managed to complete the facility. And now it is serving, the community of Damai. Another area of intervention that we've also been working to be able to make sure that, we kind of create a bit of sustainability among the community and the people we serve is in agriculture. One of the critical issues in the area of agriculture, and I mean, in Ghana, we say the backbone of our economy is agriculture, but most of our farmers are in subsistence farming. But unfortunately, the issue is that people that have migrated into these communities do not have access to land to farm. And so sometimes, they go through a lot of, challenges here and there. What Vpwa did was to acquire some acres of land and be able to give pieces of this land to these subsistence farmers. So they're able to grow give an acre or so, able to grow maybe some cassava, some maize. When they are in season, they harvest them, they sell them, they make some money. Some are doing pineapple farming here and there and all of that. And so we have families that we've managed to give pieces of land to, who are earning money by cultivating one crop or the other. But as an organization also, we also have our own farming activities that we do. We do have a coconut farm, which also earns us some revenue. And so, every month or so, we have people coming into the farm to harvest the coconut, and then we are able to get some money there. If on your screen, you will see pictures of the Damai Community School. We've created more, we've built more structures. On the other side, we don't have the pictures here, but if you Google, you could probably see more other pictures of Damai Community School also showing. Another area that we've also been working on is, so you could see, so these are images of some farmers on their farm, as part of our community. We've done moringa plantation also in the past. I mean, those of you that are into nutrition will Google moringa, and it's a very highly nutritious plant. And we've done some work on moringa. We currently are not so much into moringa. We are doing more of coconut farming, but most of the farmers that are farming on our land, are planting different variety of crops anyway. Another area that we needed to work on as an organization, which we thought was very fundamental, was to change the mindset of people. Because I realized that most of the effort that we put in place or the outreach that we undertake, we are only able to meet a few number of people in the community at a time. And so through other support mechanisms, we managed to mobilize some resources to establish a community radio station in this part of in Sawam, the village that we've built the school and where we have the land that peasant farmers or subsistence farmers are using for their farming activities. We've built a radio station there, and we've created also a space for community engagement. And this community, community radio platform affords us an opportunity to, be able to communicate with the community. So whether it's in, engaging the community on some health outreach issues, whether it is about talking about education of their children, whether it is about talking about entrepreneurship or financial management, also that's that platform, that radio station is being used as a tool to amplify and sometimes advocate some of the areas that we find interesting. You could see the building there. You could see the radio station is Dachi. Dachi in Akan means the future. Behind it is a greenery park where we use also to mobilize young people. We organize various activities and programs also on this compound. I know behind it you could see farming activities happening there. Those are some of the few square meters of land have been given to various people to be able to do their farming activities along that stretch of land that we have over there. If you look at the image carefully, you will also see HS Job Center. So I put up that center to also be able to curate job opportunities. So when I hear that a company has come up and they are looking for a job, they are looking for people to work with, I try to create that job opportunities and we amplify it on the radio station. People come here, we are able to train them on interview skills. Some people don't even have CV. We help them to design CVs, and so we are happy that some people have gotten jobs through some of the engagement that we've had over there. Now in this year, after my exit from, so these initiatives have been ongoing for some time, but as I was introduced in 2017 December, the president of Ghana, having become aware of my work within the library and literacy space, gave me an opportunity to serve as the chief executive of the Ghana Library Authority. But even that, while serving there, my organization was still running and was investing in education and trying to come up with some innovative ways that we can be able to transform education in our country. So at the time I was exiting, Vpwa has managed to set up a new school, this time in Accra. Okay, so the image you see are some of the job opportunities or just incentive programs we've provided that I was talking about, the training and coaching of young people and linking them to job opportunities. These are some of the things that we do. I mean, over the years, I've gone around the country teaching people entrepreneurship and helping people to regularize their small business so that they can be attractive to funding and all of that. I've done all of that, but back to my discussion on education. So after my exit from the Library Authority, my NGO, Volunteer Partnership for West Africa, had managed to invest to set up an international school in Accra. The idea is to be able to develop a model international school that can be, that can create a niche in the area of STEAMs, that is science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths. We are probably the first school in Ghana that is going to introduce artificial intelligence as a subject at the primary level. And so since September, the school has been opened, and we currently are admitting students, and the interest has been very, very impressive. Whilst we run even regular school on Monday to Friday, we have a weekend program that you see a lot of people coming here to undertake robotics lessons, or coming for a literacy class, or coming for a piano lesson, or coming for an abacus and gym program, or coming for any of the activities that or any of the enrichment programs that we are rolling out at the school. I mean, when you go on TikTok and you search for TikTok International School, Instagram or Facebook, you will see some of the images from this facility. And so, whilst we have an investment in in the countryside to support, we thought that we should be able to have this investment in Accra, which of course will generate also resources for us to be able to do more for our community and society. And so, whilst we want to provide a niche kind of education from primary level to lower secondary and upper secondary, I mean, now the facility as we see now is for early years and then primary. But we have plans of, hopefully by the grace of God, by 2028, our lower and upper secondary school should also be ready to absorb the student that will be coming from this particular school. But it's an exciting investment that we are undertaking. Then we do hope that it's going to have a lot of benefit for our community and society. Now, looking at our vision and collaboration with Juneteenth, I mean, we've had an extensive conversations, and for the day or might be spending with us, we want to engage you to visit the community that I've been talking about, that we have all of this projects in the farming project, the school project, the radio project, and all of that. I want us to take a visit there. We'll meet the chief of Nsom, Nana Kwame Ansa the first. I want us to pay a courtesy call on him. At least, that will also afford you an opportunity to be closer to how the cultural dynamics and our chieftaincy and governance systems works. It is my hope that we can work with you to support the only municipal hospital we have in that community area. However, we are able to do whatever we are able to mobilize to be able to support them, it's going to relieve a lot of hardships for some people there. Also, we've discussed about possible court construction, whether it's a football or basketball court construction for the Lamai Community School. Hopefully, provision of learning aids and classroom materials, in the village, in the community, I believe will be helpful. We also, at that time, though, we think that it will be on holidays, but our parents, the children, the over 400 children, the parents are very delighted and excited about what we do for them. And so if we call on and we want to have a family engagement with them, between the Juneteenth team and the families of children that are benefiting from our education provision in the village, they will be more than happy for us to engage and familiarize ourselves and all of that. So it's something that is still up for discussion. But this is the meat of the game. I want us to host a youth mentorship conference, and I want us to host it behind a radio station, where we will organize. We'll put up a tent and then have position the young people into various groups, and then assign a few volunteers to a few groups and engage with them, and try to listen to them and see what sort of advice or support we can give to each other. I believe that the young people that will be coming to meet with you, they will be excited about what they also have to say, and I believe that your life experiences will be highly impactful on them, and we can build such a community relationship with them, and try to mentor some of these young people who just need somebody to give them a direction so that they know what they want to do. And so that's sort of a bit of pathways that I've proposed, and I look forward that we could hopefully finalize on some of them and see what it is that is possible to be done within the shortest possible time. I believe that the engagement with the chief will afford you, some understanding also, with the culture, and Nana Kwame and the first will be excited to meet with you. So somebody might be asking, so with all that you are doing, what is the future? I think I've shared with you some of the future plans. Of course, we want to scale the Vpwa educational investments because we believe that the future of Africa is dependent on as many of us getting educated. And so we will be, doing a lot of that, expanding the scope of the work that we are doing in that area. Especially in the area of this STEM, and it's critical. I mean, you cannot, develop your country without engineering and without mathematics and without, science being amplified at the level that we want it to be. So yes, that's the one. Those are the areas that we will continue to do our work. But of course, investment in health and sports and youth, infrastructure will of course continue. But of course, we have the bigger one is to make sure that we scale our educational provision, investment, and that will be a major priority, of course. But growing our international partnership to be able to support it is key, and we will continue to do that. And with that, I think I am grateful for the opportunity, and I hope I've managed to inspire some of you, and we can have further conversations going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that insightful presentation. We learned a lot about VPWA, and I just wanted you to reiterate, if you could reiterate what sparked you to start VPA West Africa in 2007.
So in 2007, at that time, I was doing I had finished school and I was doing a bit of work in Accra and Kumasi. So Kumasi is where I come from. So I was moving in and out. And at one point, I met a friend who said, who exposed me, because at that time I was very ignorant about even the field of volunteering. And so it was a friend, who through a conversation told me that, she traveled all the way from Germany to Ghana to volunteer. And I asked her, what volunteer program were you on? And then she was teaching in a school. I said, wow, that's interesting. So I began to read about it, and I felt, I can also volunteer my time, in my own country. Why am I not doing that? So it was through that can-do spirit that, okay, if somebody is traveling from another country to come to Ghana to come in and take such an initiative, I think I can be able to also do that. So that was really how it all started. And then I started to read, about the sector, and I told also a few friends about it. And I said, oh yes, I work with you to be able to, do that. So I said, okay, let's move on. Okay, every weekend, let's go somewhere to do something, And I started, putting a few things together here and there. Every weekend we'll go to an orphanage, or we go to a school, or we'll go here, buy books here, we'll go by the road and be sharing flyers about a charity project or something. So this was really how it all started. And we needed to put a structure in place because a lot of people were coming to us, okay, how do I get involved? So I decided to put a structure involved and be able to register it as a nonprofit. And then, the more I continue to, work on it, the more ideas I get on what it is that we can do. And that is how come the organization has become what it is today.
It's wonderful. And I know you talked about the growth of the facility, launching the school. Can you talk more about how VPWA has evolved to meet the changing needs of the youth and the communities?
Yeah, so over the period, I did mention to you that over the years, for example, where our funding source, for example, was coming from international volunteers that were coming and staying at our volunteer facility. So they paid to stay there, and we were able to get money and we invest in our project. When Ebola, I don't know if you recall, there was a health outbreak. I mean, a
Yes.
really devastating Ebola. So nobody was traveling to Ghana. We have a lot of demands. We have set up this center of orphanage. Children were living there. We were paying here and there. No resources were coming in. Then we decided that, okay, we have to really diversify the way we do things. Now we need to really put our things together to be able to look for funding. Now do proper community needs assessment, come up with projects that respond directly to the needs of various communities. And through that, approach that, okay, for example, the literacy and the mobile library intervention, for example, it was responding to a certain literacy needs where we're able to now get a mobile library van, to be able to curate and bring in facilitators. As we go into a community, you do a baseline assessment and you realize that a child is 10-year-old, 9-year-old, 11-year-old, they can read. And so based on that, you are able to then mobilize resources to have an intervention within a 3-4 months. Once you take them through the phonics and you transition them into understanding the various combination of letters and what they sound, you move into diagrams. By the time you realize the child is reading. And so it was a very smart intervention that we were able to come up with because we saw that there was a need and we were able to respond to that needs. And it's been evolving every now and then. Now we are hearing, technology. We come up with, programs that train people, that get people digital literacy skills. So we even transition our mobile library van, moving with just books to even have computers in them. And so whilst we go out, we are not only teaching people how to read and write, but now we are teaching them to see a keyboard for the first time. Somebody will touch a keyboard. They can open a Microsoft Word. They can be able to know what the word processor or what the Microsoft Word, the way we type letters and we print on paper. These are things that we take for granted, but people don't really know. And so, through that evolving pathways, we are able to craft programs and interventions to respond to the needs of the community. The job center issue, people don't have jobs. Data comes out all the time that we need jobs, jobs are not, but also the information to the availability of job opportunities. When you go online, there are so many things written online. Job here, vacancy, job vacancy. But the person in the village who does not even have access to a data but have access to a radio, why don't we announce? Why don't we create a list of job opportunities so that we announce on radio? People can come. We help them to draft their CVs, and we are able to help them to go for interview and have a job opportunity. And so we've always been looking at some of these needs and being able to respond to them. Now there's the big deal is artificial intelligence. And everybody is going haywire on what it is, that what is next. Now we've started robotics and coding program. We are exposing young people to this this whole new technology, and trying to help them to understand. Now you are even teaching them ethics online, how to have positive digital presence instead of doing a lot of these silly things that a lot of people have now been doing online. We are trying to get young people to understand the need, for positive digital presence and all of that. And so, yes, that's how basically we've been, responding to the needs of our communities, of course, among many other things.
We love that. What role can the African diaspora play in strengthening educational and youth empowerment systems in Ghana?
That's a very difficult one.
Make you think a little bit there.
Yeah, but of course, just like I took the initiative, I mean, I tell people that, my reason for starting volunteer partnership for West Africa was not that of a very sad, usually people's story about why I start an organization. Oh, I felt into a certain problem, and my story is that I just saw that somebody said that they can, they are coming all the way from Germany to Ghana to volunteer. And I said, and I sit in Ghana and I'm not doing it. I will go into it and do it. I believe that some, what I've even shared with you will motivate some people that, what, if Hayford is sitting in Ghana and with zero, with at the time with zero fundraising experience, with zero experience in international development, with zero experience, all I had was passion and the youthful exuberance in me to just try something. Whether I fail or whether I fail or win, I will still go ahead and try it. I think that first you need to have the passion within you. That's what, it is something that I really want to be able to do it. I really want to be able to go into. The second thing is that what, don't think that it is going to be an easy pathway. It's not. There is nothing too easy. It is something that we have to put at the back of our mind that what, whatever we are getting ourselves into, it is not going to be easy. But the positive spirit must always be amplified. I always come ahead and know that what, if I go into it, my goal is to make an impact. And even if it is one person, two people I'm able to impact, that one you've made your mark on this planet. And for me, once you understand some of these dynamics that works on the ground, you can definitely, be able to, make yourself relevant. Of course, you must also identify a place, something that you really think that you have knowledge of. I mean, it took me a lot to be able to learn and read about about a lot of these things. I mean, I had to really, really, really study and train myself over the last few years. But it has all paid off, and our work speaks for itself. And so I strongly believe that there is nothing that should be able to hinder anybody in the diaspora from making an impact wherever they are, or in Africa. Because I mean, trust me, there's a lot of people that are living. I've moved to a lot of diasporas that have moved into Ghana and are playing significant roles in our economy. Setting up social enterprises, supporting small scale farmers, or giving people an opportunity on the international stage, and in various dimensions. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the charity space. Even in the entrepreneurship ecosystem, it is very important, because I believe that once a lot more people are engaged in the economic landscape, nobody will be asking for charity. And so there's also the need that if it is a business that you can come here to set up, be confident about it and come and create the job opportunities, or support entrepreneurs, or add value to whatever somebody is providing here, to see if we can also put it on the global market. This is a product that we can repackage and export, so that at the end of the day, resources can come into this economy. I believe strongly that we all have a role we can play, and there is an opportunity for everyone to come here, to come to Ghana. West Africa, Liberia is also a very dynamic country that you can also be involved with. A lot of these countries in West Africa are very much accommodating, and beef. I mean, feel free. I mean, and of course, Hayford will be here to support you.
Absolutely. And we are excited as an organization to be able to travel to Ghana and be able to engage in the volunteer work with you in 2027. So we're super excited about that. A couple of more quick questions before we wrap up that we ask all of our guests. What does Juneteenth mean to you?
For me, I mean, reading about the work that you've done and continue to do, I was very impressed when I first received the email and I read about Juneteenth. I felt that it's an organization that I want to work with, that I want us to join forces together and to see how, in our own small way, we can contribute to make meaningful impact in the lives of people. And the work that you do, I congratulate you on some of the initiatives you've undertaken so far, and it means a lot to me in terms of inspiring me to do even more. And I look forward to the collaboration in 2027 being a successful initiative. Thank you.
Thank you. Last question. Is there, or who, I should say, is your favorite hip hop artist, or what is your favorite song that fuels your resilience?
To be honest with you, when it comes to music, when it comes to football, I am so off guard.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
But in Ghana, we have some stubborn musicians. I don't know if you've heard about Shatawale. We have, you've heard of Shatawale. We have Sarkodie. We have, Stonebwoy. These guys, we call, in Ghana, we call them the hip life artists. So it's a combination of hip hop and high life. So high life is an origination from Ghana, and hip hop, of course, from America, and we do the blend, And then I like listen to these artists,
Awesome. Well, we will definitely have to check them out.
Oh yes, do.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank you for pouring into us today with your wisdom and warmth. We appreciate your presentation again. You are a true example of what it means to thrive in purpose and in wellness. And as we close out, you're welcome. As we close out today's powerful session, we're reminded that knowledge is one of the greatest justice tools we have, and access to it can change the course of a child's life, a community's direction, and a nation's future. Hayford Sial's work is a testament to what is possible when service meets innovation and when leadership becomes a vehicle for equity. From founding Vpwa to launching the Street Library of Ghana to transforming the Ghana Library Authority, Hayford has shown the world that literacy is liberation and that volunteerism, when done with intention, can transform entire communities. This session invites us to step into impact, to give back, to build forward, and to see Ghana not only as a homeland, but as a place where we can contribute, serve, and empower. So today, let's walk away with more than inspiration. Let's walk away with commitment. Explore Vpwa. Learn how you can serve, support youth, share the message, and be a part of building a future where access, opportunity, and education are all available. Thank you again, Hayford, for your leadership, your service, and your unwavering belief that knowledge can change everything. This is what it looks like when volunteerism becomes legacy and when literacy becomes a bridge to a brighter future.
From the roots of tradition to the rise of reconnection, where history meets the heart of Africa. Celebrate freedom, culture, and homecoming. This isn't just a trip, it's a return. The motherland is calling. Will you answer?